Good evening and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting for Monday, August 30th, 2021. Time is now 6:30 p.m. If you could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So you can remain standing. We did lose 13 service members in Afghanistan recently, and I think it's fair we do a moment of silence. Lance Corporal David Espinosa, Sergeant Nicole Gee, Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover, Corporal Hunter Lopez, Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, Lance Corporal Dylan Marola, Lance Corporal Kareem Nakui, Corporal Dagan Page, Sergeant Johani Rosario, Corporal Humberto Sanchez, Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, Staff Sergeant Ryan Knos, and Corpsman Max Soviak. Thank you. So, our Veterans Agent Adam Gunn has placed 13 American flags out front today in front of Town Hall, one for each service member that we lost. Thank you. So, public announcements. Alex Hagerty, do you have any?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. So this is my public announcement for our August 30th, 2021. Back to school is here in Abington. As announced by the Abington Public Schools and the Abington School Committee, all students in grades 1 through 12 will be returning to full in-person school for 2021-2022 school year on this Wednesday, September 1st, 2021. Pre-kindergarten and kindergarten will return to in-person school on Tuesday, September 7th, 2021. As required by the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, public school students ages 5 and up and staff in all grades are required to wear masks indoors in schools. Masks are strongly recommended for students younger than 5 years old to also wear a mask in the school. Masks are not required when outdoors, which in turn means students can remove their facial coverings, their masks, when they go out to play for outdoor recess, outdoor gym, and other outdoor activities. The mask requirement will be in place until at least October 1st, 2021. The Massachusetts Commissioner of Education will revisit the requirement in the near future to revise it as the public health data allows. After October 1st, 2021, if a school demonstrates a vaccination rate of 80% or more of students and staff in the school, then vaccinated individuals in that school would no longer be subject to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education DESE mask requirement. Speaking as one selectman and as a former Board of Health member, I do encourage individuals to get vaccinated to help keep you and your families safe from COVID-19 and all COVID-19 variances. We can do this together. With all that being said, I want to wish our students and our teachers a very safe, healthy, and happy new school year. To our students, school can be challenging sometimes. Trust me, I know. So remember to look out for one another. Stronger bonds and friendships make for greater educational experiences. Remember to study hard, embark on new learning, develop new skills, make new friends, try a new sport, activity, or hobby to expand your horizons, and excel to achieve an infinite amount of knowledge. Believe in your own magic. You already have what it takes. Dream big, be bold, have faith. Inhale positivity and exhale self-doubt. You got this. Go make Abington proud and shoot for the stars. That's all I have for today, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Alex. Mike, do you have any announcements?
Nothing tonight.
Okay. Alex Pazanson?
No.
Tim?
Just one, candlelight service will be held on Friday evening, September 10th at 9 p.m. in front of the Abington Police Station at the 9/11 Memorial in memory of the tragedy of September 11th. That's all.
I have two. Town Hall will be closed for Labor Day on Monday, September 6th, and it will resume normal hours on Tuesday, September 7th. There are also vacancies on the Conservation Commission for 2 voting members and an associate members.
One associate.
So 2 voting members, 1 associate member. Volunteer forms will be accepted until Wednesday, September 8th for those interested. So next, public comments. Does anyone from the audience have any public comments on what's on the agenda? As far as the items, I will accept comments for each item as we go. So if there's anything from the audience outside of that. Okay, so next is public appointments. It goes along with our first action discussion item. Sean, if you want to come up to the podium, you can speak.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Town Manager. Sean Riley, 271 Dorsey Street, I'm the Town Moderator, and just reporting back to the board based on our previous conversations about appointing members, residents to the Charter Review Committee. And I'm pleased to announce that we had several very qualified, very interested applicants, and I notified the 5 applicants who have been selected for the committee, and they are Will Adamczyk, Richard Smith, Rick Collins, Lisa Bezanson, and Stacy Hedges. I thought it was a great mix of people who, one's a new resident in town, others have been residents for a long time, some have backgrounds with the public library, with fire department, with education, some some experience being in a union, others are not in a union, so I trust that there'll be a good committee to kind of exchange some ideas. We've scheduled their first organizational meeting will be this Thursday, and after that meeting, I step back and the committee takes its own course. They will be reaching out to different departments, town officials, and residents. If anybody has a suggestion for a update, revision, deletion to the town charter, this will be a long-term work in progress, take several weeks, if not a few months. And it may be that they have several suggested amendments, very few or perhaps even no amendments, but it's a procedure that we are required to go through at least every 10 years. And whatever the committee then proposes at the end of their deliberations would also then have to be brought forward to the town meeting, a future town meeting, and town meeting would have to approve it. I believe it's a 2/3 requirement, 2/3 vote for any proposed changes to the charter. So they'll meet each other on Thursday night and get to work, I'm sure, soon after. So I would invite anybody who's watching, including the Board of Selectmen, if you have any suggestions or comments, you can reach out to any one of the members. Again, Will Adamczyk, Richard Smith, Rick Collins, Lisa Bezanson, Stacy Hedges, or for people at home, if they just want to simply send in a note to the town manager's office, I'm sure they'll forward it to that committee. Okay? If you have any questions, thank you very much.
Did you post a meeting for Thursday night?
I did post the meeting with the help of Leanne, our town clerk. So that is posted, and the agenda is up there. I expect it to be a relatively brief meeting to get started.
And the public's welcome to those meetings.
Public can always attend.
Where is it being held?
The first meeting on Thursday night will be downstairs in the Ware meeting room at 7 o'clock. Again, it's really just to get organized, to explain what their parameters are, their goals, and then I'm going to leave it to them to set up their schedule of meetings moving forward. But all the meetings will be posted and open to the public at all times.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Sean. Okay, we have no old business on this agenda, so the first item will be appointments to Fire Station Building Committee, Open Space Committee, and Affordable Housing Trust Committee. In your packets, you do have the lists of everyone and their emails. I think we should take this right down the list, starting with Affordable Housing Trust Committee, and then go to Fire Station Building Committee and Open Space. Anyone to put in as we go through them, you're welcome to come up and speak. Affordable Housing Trust Committee, Pamela Howe, are you here? Would you like to speak tonight?
I think you got it.
Perfect. Okay, so
Unless anybody has any questions.
Mr. Chairman, I'd make a motion to appoint Pamela Howe to the Affordable Housing Trust Committee.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous? Okay. Thank you, Pamela.
Congratulations.
Okay, so next up is Fire Station Building Committee. This one, Scott, I believe we have 3 openings.
Correct, and I do have the third opening. We were actually waiting for a letter for one of the sitting members who had talked about resigning from the committee, and I did get a letter resigning, so the Roger Bodie spot is open, so that would be 3.
Okay. Okay, so Fire Station Building Committee, we have 3 openings, and we do have 4 people that put in. So if anyone that's in the audience that put in, if wants to speak, do we have Donna Peavy, do you want to come up and speak, or you all set? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, before we make any decisions on appointments for the Fire Station Building Committee,
Yeah.
it has been brought to my attention that from previous meetings that someone who serves on the Fire Station Building Committee is someone we removed. Would that be something we should consider for moving forward with the Fire Station Building Committee? For actions that, why we dismissed from the other committee?
Yeah, I think we probably should put that in as a action item or a discussion item for our next meeting, though.
Okay.
The possibility of that 4th spot.
Okay, so,
So you will notify that person
Yeah.
to be here?
Yep.
Okay.
so that'll be next meeting, we'd put
Yeah,
that
that'll be
on for
the
next meeting?
13th of September.
Okay. So we have 3 tonight. Okay, Donna Peavy, so Peter Walters, is Peter here? Let's see, Peter. Christopher Walsh? No. John Warner? No? Okay. So I will, I think, however you want to do this as a board, if you guys want to go all together, if you guys want to go, person by person, but,
Mr. Chairman, I think it would be beneficial for us to go person by person.
okay. So I will entertain a motion if the board wants to make any motions.
For my first motion, I would like, after reviewing her resume and looking at for her and seeing her passion in the town of Abington and everything that she does, and how supportive she is of our fire department, I proudly make a motion to appoint Donna Peavy to the Fire Station Building Committee.
Okay. We have a motion. Any other further motions right now, or a second on Alex Fagerty's?
I'll second his motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on Alex Hagerty's motion? Hearing none, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Congratulations, Donna.
Okay. So we still have 2 more spots, 3 more people. Entertain any motions that anyone would like to make?
Mr. Chairman, I will nominate John Warner. John is born and bred in Abington, lived here his whole life. He's served on the water commissioner, as a water commissioner. He is on the sewer commission now. He's been in the construction field
Okay.
his whole life. I just think he'd be a great asset to this committee.
Okay. We have a motion. We have a second or any further motions? Mike seconds. The motion is second. Any further discussion on Alex Bazanza's motion? There are none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. So we have 1 more spot to fill, and we still have 2 people who put in. Is there any further motions?
Mr. Chairman, after reviewing our applicants and their resumes, I feel that Christopher Walsh would definitely be a tremendous asset to the Fire Station Building Committee. He is involved in town affairs in Abington with the Abington Youth Soccer, and also I think his expertise of being a firefighter in Randolph will definitely be beneficial. He played a part in the building of the Randolph fire station, so I think his expertise would definitely be beneficial. So, with that being said, I will make a motion to appoint Christopher Walsh to the Fire Station Building Committee.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second on that, or any other motions to be made?
I'll second that.
Okay. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. All right. So next will be Open Space Committee. This is a newly created committee. We have 5 openings. Let me see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 residents put in. We had Lynn Mullen, Karen Bone, Daniel Conklin, Stacy Hedges, Megan Casper, Nicole Emery, Roberta Delaney, and Aaron Parsons. I do see Karen. Is anyone from here tonight that wants to speak? Karen, do you want to speak, or?
You know my resume, you
Okay.
know my interests, you know how I feel about the town and the open spaces.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the audience here that put in that wants to speak? Okay. So I don't see anyone here. So again, you do have them in your packet, so I will entertain a motion. Again, there's 5 members, so however you want to do this, if you want to go individual, if you want to do them together.
We'll do them individual.
Okay.
I'll start. I'll nominate Aaron Parsons.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second for Aaron Parsons. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, 4 more spots.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Nicole Emery.
Okay,
I'll second that.
we have a motion and we have a second. Any further discussion? I'm hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, after reviewing the applicants and their resumes, I would like to make a motion to appoint Megan Casper to the Open Space Committee. I think should be her plan for the committee and what she would like to see the direction the Open Space Committee moves would definitely be beneficial. So I will make that motion.
okay. We have a motion from Alex Hagerty. Do we have a second on that, or any further motions?
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of Alex's motion?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, we have 2 more spots to fill. Any further motions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make another motion. After reviewing the resumes of all the candidates, I would like to appoint Daniel Conklin to the Open Space Committee. I think his expertise of being a resident business owner in Abington and also avid environment lover would definitely be beneficial to the Open Space Committee. So
Okay.
I will make that motion.
We have a motion by
Second.
Alex Hagerty. You have a second, Alex Bezanson. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have 1 left, 1 spot left. Any motions from the board?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Roberta Delaney.
Okay,
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on Mike's motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
Right.
All right, so that is 5, okay. So, Scott, all of these members appointed tonight, they should see Leanne Adams, town clerk, or what is their next step?
Yep, they should meet with Leanne to get sworn in, and then I'll make arrangements for them to, I'll reach out to them, make arrangements for them to have an initial meeting where they can organize the Fire Station Building Committee. Derek, you're chairman? All right, so Derek will reach out to the members of that committee. But again, they should start off by going to see Leanne, who'll give them a copy of the open meeting law rules and regs and swear them in.
Okay. Perfect, okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'm not sure if we did at our last meeting or the meeting before, because when the 2 meetings ago, we were talking about the formation of the Open Space Committee. about liaisons, and specifically for that one. And you so graciously suggested me. Did you still want to move forward with that?
No.
I like how you, I like how you did that, Alex.
Well, I think,
I think we'd have to
I
put it
think
on
that's
the,
something we're going to be discussing in September anyway,
Yeah.
liaison, so,
we'll put it on the agenda and
Yeah.
have it discussed.
but I have no problem if he wants to do that one, but, you know.
I'll put a matrix for you together for the 13th, and then you
Yeah.
can appoint.
Okay.
You can appoint accordingly.
Okay, so with that being said, we still do have openings on committees, so if anyone else is interested, please go onto the town website. Scott, you'll update
Yeah,
that
we'll have it
tonight, right
updated.
after the meeting?
Probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So our hope is, now that we're pretty much organized in the committees, next year, we will do all the appointments in June. And,
Joe?
yeah, that is our hope. And we'll get back on that schedule.
Okay. All right, so next up on the agenda is a discussion on beer tent for Wednesday food truck event. I know we have a couple of people here. Do you want to step up to the podium, state your name and
I thought you'd
address,
make a motion to approve already.
and discuss?
Hi.
How you doing?
My name's Katie Keefe. I'm from Weymouth at 63 Roosevelt Road, but I'm a board member of the Social Food Truck Association. We're here to talk about possibly bringing in a beer tent. We've reached out to the guys in Abington to help us with that, but of course, we're here just to discuss it and possibilities about bringing that in for the fall.
Okay.
Any ideas on where you'd have it?
I think that
Anything on
they're-
your end, or you just looking for suggestions?
I do think we're moving from Riley Field back into this space. I'm not sure if it's this week or next week, because of,
Yeah, I'll double check, but I don't think
Yeah.
they have anything starting there yet.
right, yeah, we're just kind of adding it on to the space that we would be using.
Oh, because school's starting up?
Right.
We're going to move it back into the parking lot?
Once they
Yeah.
start practicing. If
Okay.
they're not, if we can cohabitate on the field up until a certain point, that'll be great, but once they have things scheduled for that field for practice or anything on Wednesday nights, we'll obviously got to give the field back.
Okay. I didn't think about that with school and everything coming up, so.
Yeah,
kind
it'll get pretty crowded in the parking lot again. I would expect, as the weather gets better, we'll start to see attendance getting better again at the food trucks. And if the sporting events start, in these fields over here, but I would imagine that some of the folks would go either before or after. So I think that it's probably going to get fairly busy all
Weather has
again.
been fairly against us this year.
Right?
Yeah, it
It's either
has.
really hot or
On
rainy.
our
Wednesday night
food
it
truck
rains,
nights,
yeah.
not just Wednesdays, but for a while it was every Tuesday. It was either 95 degrees or raining, or hot rain, which is like my
have
least
the ice
favorite
cream truck.
option. What is it?
But you have the ice cream truck.
Yes,
so
right.
you've done-
Yes, she does.
Yes. But, yeah, we do hope to see that the fall will bring some more normalcy. Today's a little humid, but we're getting there. But we do hope that, some of the Wednesdays have been pretty slow, but we 100% blame it on the weather.
So Scott, going from back to the parking lot, will there be like a restriction on trucks, or can we only fit so many in the parking lot as opposed to on the field, or?
We've had the same amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
In both
really never did
spots.
add. I think we never really got more than 6 or 7 trucks.
8 is our
we
max
get up
here
there?
so far. I do think that the trucks fit better when we're in the parking lot compared to in that space on the pavement. More room for people to eat and stuff like that, but the trucks are just they're a little tight, but it's been fine.
So would this be adding, well, it's a beer tent, it wouldn't be a truck, another truck there, so.
No, it would probably like table set up and, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could have you guys come up. Just answer some questions on the logistics. Thank you.
And
I mean,
all-
if
all
that's
the
okay
breweries
with you,
kinda do
Mr.
it a little
Chairman. I'm sorry, I forgot you were here. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
just want to,
Yeah, so it wouldn't be an actual truck, it would be a, I'm sorry. It would be, like Patrick said, a pop-up.
Just your name and address and...
My name is Dana George, 10th District Brewing.
Okay.
At 748 Brockton Ave. And this is Patrick Eddy, my business partner.
Okay. So you'd be looking for a beer tent, not a truck?
Pretty much a table set up with a...
Table, whatever it is, okay. Is anyone in the
So is
board
there
have
any
anything?
certain Board of Health restrictions or permits they would need? I know all the trucks need to apply through them.
Yeah, they would probably get some sort of approval from Board of Health, but ultimately, I think this board would have to grant them a series of one-day
One-days.
pouring licenses. And I think the other big part of it would be exactly what our insurance company would be looking for a liability policy that they would have to provide us that declares us as an additional insured above and beyond.
Do you guys do remote tastings other places? So,
Well, over the last year and a half, there hasn't been many, but we have done.
so it is covered under, your remote, your insurance company covers you guys for remote tastings and stuff?
Correct.
Have you had any of the other food truck events in other towns? Have you had this set up?
Not this season, but in 2019, we did have pop-ups at the Hanover Mall when we were using that space with Burke's Ale Works.
Okay.
So typically, you do have to restrict the drinkers to be in one specific area of the lot. They can't just wander about. But that's fairly common to most, if to all, I mean, I assume.
And there's never been any issues with,
No.
having it? Okay.
No.
Would you be able to do that in this space here?
Yes, yeah, I mean, the space that we were using, the Hanover Mall location that we had in Hanover in 2019 is very comparable to using the parking lot here. It was just a large parking lot, and we would kind of circle in the trucks like we do in this setup. So it's very comparable to what we had before, and the beer would kind of hug one corner of that and kind of section it off, and so, I mean, it very comparable to what we had going in 2019. A lot of our all of the events we have are extremely family-friendly. You know, this is often, mom and dad going in for a drink and stuff like that. We always have a very good crowd of families. We never have any issue.
I was just going to ask it. Have you noticed anything at your past events where it brought in, an increased amount of people or a different crowd at all, or no?
I think it keeps people there for more time over the course of the night, so it's not just like a one dinner and then they quickly leave. So I do think it elongates the people coming, but I don't think it necessarily brings more people to the night. If anything, we might get one busier moment where people are kind of overlapping a little bit more because people are tending to stay a little bit longer, but I don't think that, I mean, yes, but not an unbearable amount by any means.
Okay. And then you said restricting it to a certain area. How would that look out here? Like you said, you restricting the beer tent to a certain area, or would it just be the people having a beer in a certain area?
Right. People drinking the beer in one specific area is typically what we see. Tent, and then maybe like an additional, just like a surrounding layer of...
That would be the same out here. You would basically, the tent would be set up, and then there would be a designated area there. They couldn't get a beer and walk back across the parking lot to...
That's been the case where we have been in the past, where they had to be drinking the beer in that area.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is that we're surrounded by schools and an athletic field. I don't want somebody grabbing a beer or going over to watch their daughter's track meet.
Right, no.
Then we have issues with the MIAA.
Right, no.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely like restricted to like drinking in that area.
So, yeah, maybe like a set of ropes around cones.
Like in the
or
Hanover
such
Mall,
barrel.
people weren't like able to like come order food with the beer in their hand, like very much so restricted to that area.
Okay.
Kevin, have you ever been to the Mendon Drive-In? There's a specific area where it's like they rope off for liquor, and you can't go any further than that.
Yeah, I haven't been in
Would that be
years, but
something like that, I guess?
Probably the same setup.
That's a good example, yeah.
That's a very good example.
Okay.
I will make a motion to approve a one-day license contingent on Board of Health approval and insurance.
So what else would we need to do, Scott? Anything else on that?
I mean, do you want to do certain dates?
I mean, we're going to have to, do we want to do one date and then, I mean, how are we going to do this? We got to grant a one-day license, a pour license, so do we want to do one date and then the next meeting, just do this each meeting, or?
I don't think it would be approved for the first, this Wednesday, right? Between the Board of Health or the health agent. and-
Yeah, I'd want to discuss it with probably Deputy Chief Cotter,
Yeah.
make sure that he's aware of it, and get some thoughts on him, and see if any other thoughts from, figure out how they're going to cordon it off, block it off. So I think what would be best is probably to, if you're going to approve it for a week from Wednesday. And then we'll sort of give it a pilot. You'll be meeting again on the 13th. If it's successful and we don't have any issues, we can pick out some of the other dates.
Well, how about we make the motion to approve it for September 8th, contingent on approval from the town manager, and then we trust you to do the legwork with the deputy, the health inspector, and 10th district as far as their insurance goes.
So will both of you be there? Or your
More than likely be
employees?
me.
Okay, so it's kind of going to be on you to just tell people they got to stay in that
Okay.
area?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just going to be, so just one person there?
No, I mean, I'm not saying.
Will you have other
Patrick-
helpers there, other
Patrick
workers?
will be there potentially later in the, but if not, we do have employees that could
Okay.
Yeah.
work. More than likely be two people.
Yeah, okay. Just so kind of
Oh, yeah.
keep it in
Yep.
that area.
We also have our person from the association that could
That's
definitely
true,
make sure
too,
that they're
yeah,
not
right.
wandering off the premises with any open container. For sure.
And, I mean, obviously, we have the fields there and everything else, so I don't think we're going to place this thing in front of the entrance to the bandstand over there. If there's a school event going on, it will
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'll work with them for location.
Scott, would we need an officer on duty?
I think we will find out once Scott talks to,
Yeah, well,
Cotter.
I'll see
So
what
usually
the
when
deputy
we've
says,
approved
but-
these in the past for,
Yeah.
we don't have an officer on duty for, like specifically for that, for the Abington Celebrates event either.
Yeah, and I will say the association has done a very good job of policing the area. They do a very good job cleaning up, setting up. It's very well organized. They do monitor what's going on with the crowd throughout the event. So I have no reason to believe that we'll, have any issues. And, if it becomes an issue, or if there's a problem, we'll close it down pretty quick.
yeah, I mean, that would be my only thing was, with the school right there, sports, we have the library, I mean, you could have on top of traffic and everything else, so that would be my only concern with it, but if we do this and, we can review it and go from there. But there is a motion on the floor by Tim. Do we have a second on Tim's
Second that.
motion?
I think it's a great idea, especially bringing a local Abington company in on this.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of Tim's motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So unanimous?
And then assuming all goes well at our next meeting, we'll approve it for each Wednesday
Yeah.
going forward. And you guys won't need to show up to that unless we have more questions, we'll
Sure.
reach out to you before the meeting.
Yep.
But I don't want you to have to come down because hopefully everything goes so well, it's just a formality.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys, I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Casper.
Thank you. Okay, next up is the town manager report. Scott. Well, what do we have?
Okay, so, let's see, last week I had a productive and enlightening meeting with the patrolmen and the sergeants at the Abington Police Station. We talked about, they had expressed their frustration with some of the discrepancies between Abington and some of the surrounding towns as far as compensation. There's been a lot of problems over there with retention lately. There's been, probably 7 departures over in the past few months. They're feeling a little down and a little beat up. They're all working overtime over the summer. They've been forced in, and I think that they're worried that there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And The purpose of meeting with them was to let them know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that, we do want to work with them. It's been a commitment of this board and of mine since I got here to take care of a lot of, retention issues that we do have. So we're going to move forward with that. I did assure them that, they had my support, that we want to provide the best training and education and equipment that we can. We want to make sure that we're offering comparable pay, and we're doing whatever we can to attract quality and keep quality employees. The group that we have there is a good, solid group, and I think, they're going to be our future leaders down there. The ones that are staying and the ones that are sticking it out are going to be some great leaders of the department going forward. So they have my support, and I told them I would come and ask for your support, for them also, just to let them know that, this is a concern that we all have, and that we're all working forward and towards getting this, getting through this.
Okay.
Are you looking for a
That's great.
motion?
I would like,
Well,
vote
I
of
would definitely
support.
like to make a motion to support your endeavors with the police department. I think they need to know that the selectmen are behind them 100%, and we made the changes in the last year or so to hopefully move forward and get them what they need and what they deserve. And I think you could do that over the next year or so.
And I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous.
thank you. Today I met with the Rockland Town Manager, Assistant Town Manager, and Joe Lapointe, our Water Superintendent, regarding our PFAS issues with the treatment plants that we have. Going forward, we do have some plans, or Joe has some really good plans lined up. Unfortunately, they're gonna cost money. And the most immediate and quickly needed plan is to get a filtration system that will be somewhat temporary on the Hingham Street plant. This will, allow us to get within those state guidelines, and at the same time, we're going through the process, or they're going through the process of designing more permanent and, more permanent solutions to all the plants. The immediate ask is going to be, a couple of $1 million almost. And what we're lucky enough, they did already go to town meeting, I think, for about $350,000 plus or minus, that will be out of their retained earnings. What we're looking to do, and I'll discuss this in more detail at the Finance Committee, and then again with this committee probably, is we'll probably allocate some of the ARPA funds that we have down at Plymouth County. We have to get this done. We have to, take care of our drinking water, and we have to do it quickly. This is the quickest way to deal with it. The longer-term solutions, some of the bigger ones that we have to deal with, we're hoping that some funding and some aid will come down from the state, seeing as how it's where the mandate came down from. We're pretty sure that some help is on the way, but at the end of the day, we're going to end up spending close to $10 million on all of these plants with everything that we need.
Wow.
With other infrastructure issues that are going on also. So rather than have it all borne by the ratepayers, we can take some of that money right now and take care of some of this. So there'll be more on that as we go forward, but I'm glad to say that we do have some short-term solutions right now to get everything, get our, water quality in check.
Scott, for the water quality, I know a lot of residents are asking, so for the PFAS numbers, what are we looking at right now? Because I know the state requirement is a municipality needs to be under 20. What are we?
It depends. They test it often, and they have different ways of testing, and it depends when they test it. But he's like 21, or 20.8. It's just barely over, but they're having a hard time getting it under. It's mostly the plant that feeds Rockland.
Right.
The plant that's feeding the Abington side has been below, slightly below.
Myers Ave is
Myers
below,
Ave,
but if you
correct.
average everything together,
But because it's a joint waterwork, they have no choice, they have to report it is. And if something happened to Myers Ave, we would certainly be feeding off of Hingham Street. So it is a issue that has to be taken care of by both towns. The sooner we do it, the better.
So the water, though, coming into Abington, are we under? Because,
Currently, we're under, but that could change at any time.
okay.
Yeah.
And I remember the last time Joe Lapointe was here, he was talking about, applying for different grants and funds, how we can do like a filtration, and then a long-term plan for this. Is there anything in the works that he's working on now with?
Yeah, there's a lot of things in the works as far as
Like
trying to
grant
get
money.
trying to get state grant money.
Well, and like you
yeah.
said, the ARPA money can be used for infrastructure and water and sewer.
And this is a great, because this is a no questions asked, we'll never get, dinged by the state or the feds if we use this money specifically for this. And it's money that we would otherwise be borrowing for. We're doing this, we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So do we want to use the money that we have that's free, that's here, and readily available, or do we want to go and borrow for it with long-term borrowing, which I don't recommend if we don't have to.
No, if ARPA says we can use it, and they do, that's where we should be using.
So I'll keep you up to date on it as we go forward. And maybe what we'll do is in September at some point we'll ask Joe to come in and address the board and give us an update.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's better suited to answer some of the technical
Yeah,
questions.
and if we could get an exact number, because I'm sure there's people watching at home, that if we can get an exact number what we are for the
It changes, though, that's the problem. I
And-
can give you a number today, but it won't be the same number tomorrow. They test that water daily, constantly.
I'm sure you could probably Alex should reach out to Joe, and he might tell him a number for the
Yeah.
day, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, today, the water that was coming to this side was below 20. And I want to say, I was told it was 21 going the other way, so.
They've done a good job so
They've done
far.
amazing.
Oh, no, I'm
Getting
not
where they
arguing
are,
that at
yeah.
all. I'm just trying to make sure we get all the information and stuff, because,
Yeah.
no, the Abington Rockland Joint Waterworks has gone above and beyond to, try to keep everybody safe, with our water and everything.
So the last I spoke to Joe, Little Sandy Pond, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And Myers Ave were both below, but the Hannigan Reservoir was just barely above. So I think if you mix them all together, it's probably going to be below 20, but it's something that has to consistently be
Yeah.
below 20.
Well, I do know, we are seeing a positive change, because the last time Joe was here, he talked about Myers Street, we were at 20.4. So the
Right.
fact that we are under the 20 now we're moving in the right direction. And Joe's doing it right.
Definitely.
North Quincy Street, to give you a quick update on that, the court ordered them to come into compliance with the town's request. The chief has advised me that the owner has been working diligently to comply with said order, and he's actually very pleased with the progress. He said they were out there today, and they saw an amazing amount of progress. They were very happy to
Great.
see it. He's cautiously optimistic. He said that the property owner, Mr. Semino, was there and working very cooperatively. So let's just hope it continues on. I have been notified by the Recreation Commission that they've closed the Memorial Bridge for the fireworks. They're concerned of safety issues with the deteriorating conditions of the railings. I don't have much more on that, but I'm going to reach out to our DPW director and just see what he thinks about it.
Scott, on that one, they close the bridge for fireworks for safety. I think we need to talk about this to get some more info. If it's closed for safety, why is it not closed now? Why is it just one night it's closed? If there's a safety issue that they're bringing to light, where's the information coming from? Maybe we should put it on the agenda and discuss that, because I think that's a very important thing.
I'll invite a representative of the commission
Yeah.
to come in. I'll talk to, maybe John Stone can pop in and
I
give
think
us an
so.
update.
And we had a study done a couple of years ago, right? So
Yeah. Yep.
between the study, I'm sure we have info there, John Stone, and we could get Rec Commission in to kind of discuss where they're getting this from and what the safety issues are.
And we recently did, based on the study, we requested we requested to get a cost estimate for it. And the estimate for the cost estimate and to put the plan together is about $10,500. So basically, that's for them to look at, we had, the engineer came out, looked at the deficiencies, what the deficiencies were. Some of them are pretty visual and obvious. But they put that report together, so based on that report, we would have someone, this estimator will come in and put a plan together and basically put a bid package together if we wanted for roughly $10,500, which we don't have. We'll probably push that forward at town meeting, ask CPA for some funding.
I just think that it's, there's people that walk that bridge every day, fish off it, everything else under the
Well,
sun,
we just did the Civil War enactment down there not too long
Yeah.
ago, and there was no issue.
So-
And there was just as many people, I would assume, if not more,
I mean,
as
if
it
it-
was focused to that area, but we
Yeah.
should definitely look into
So
it.
I'd like to know a little bit more on that. If it's safety, it's safety. We got to look at that.
Oh, yeah, I'll invite them.
So next meeting, the board's good with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And finally, I just want to mention that we do have some of our brave firefighters that have gone down to Louisiana. They've been enacted by FEMA, so they're down there to help out. I believe 4 of them have gone.
To my knowledge, two.
Two,
And I can just
okay.
read real quickly. Captain Chris Cotter and firefighter medic Justin Silva were activated yesterday as part of FEMA's Mass Task Force with an 80-member team from Massachusetts, heading down to New Orleans to provide assets and resources during Hurricane Ida. 2 really good stand-up guys leaving their family to go help other families. So, we're very lucky to have the people we have.
Be proud of them and pray for their safe return.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And that's all I have for you.
That's it?
Can go back and make up some more.
Nope. So, all right, next up on the agenda is executive session, Mass General Law, Chapter 39, Section 23B, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining with union personnel. And are we not to return to,
And I don't see any reason to return to open session.
and not to return to open session? Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, it's a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Let's go roll call vote. Alex Hagerty?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Alex?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
And chairman says aye. It's unanimous. We are now in executive session.